Look, hope you two brands with sunrise. Smoking good about
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Happy to have you back, Louise. How's it going?
Oh, it was a nice few days off. It was really fantastic.
I
So,
bet.
actually, just got back early this morning. We decided to take an extra day. So,
Oh,
uh,
wonderful.
so it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Nice.
Just went down to Tucson area, actually down to Fort Huachuca by Sierra Vista.
Okay.
But then hiked did the Carolina Highway and hiked Mount Lemon, so 9,000 feet. So that was really nice. Yeah, so
Nice work.
uh, yeah, it was really, really nice. Yeah.
Did you avoid the storms in Tucson?
Actually, we drove through I think it was actually a monsoon. It was really, really bad, and I was too dumb to stop. I should have stopped, but I didn't.
Oh,
So,
wow. I would have floored it too. Why stop?
yeah. Well,
Wow.
no one was stopped on the side, and I didn't want to pull to the side and have someone, plow into me. So
Yeah.
just kept
Oof.
going, but I don't think we were going more than 5 miles an hour. So yeah,
Oh
so
my goodness.
yeah, it
So it
was,
was that bad. I saw it on
yeah,
the
it was that
news. I was
bad. It was,
thinking about you. I was
but
hoping you weren't
had a
there.
good time. Had a good time. Thank you. Yeah, so. I needed some time off. Yeah, so it was good.
Yeah. All recharged and ready to go. So
Well, I don't know if I'm ready to go, but I'm recharged.
that's good.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's almost Friday, so that's
you got it. Yeah.
good. Cool. All right. Well, it looks like we got a cool group today. You missed the most amazing part. Psych, not really.
That's what I
Um,
hear. Hmm.
we just reviewed the legal stuff and some of the numbers,
Hmm.
which is usually the part that a lot of people kind of just glide through or skip. Because and that is really what the banks and the investors want, you know. So it was just a really quick review, but the videos are in the group if you want to check them out. If not, today is the day to start the branding and the marketing. So I wanted to review some of the amazing sites and opportunities to build programs, communities, websites, CRMs, kind of put into action now that we've gone through the majority of the legal and accounting and general setup. and getting the brand identity dialed in. Now it's time to launch the baby. No. Uh, so yeah, so we went through just an overview, the elevator pitch. We completed the pitch. We got the live plan, the forecast, the generalized target market, funding, setting up the business name, domain name, LLC, um, confirmation of the legal entity, the EIN, the BIN. We did some of the accounting. We didn't go through QuickBooks because that's too extensive. That training I usually do 2 or 3 classes on because we actually set up the set of books and connect them to the bank account. So usually after everyone gets their EIN number and their LLC operating agreement and register with the Secretary of State, the homework is to open a bank account. And then we connect the bank account to QuickBooks and we start creating an chart of accounts and setting up all the proper codes for financial statements. And then we book the initial entry, and that's usually the one-on-one time. A lot of times my clients or students use that time to book a call with me so they can get individual help on setting up their financials. So that is then we do the business credit. Oh yeah, we did do the DUNS. So we got a review on business credit, setting up the DUNS number and getting business credit and starting that process. So then we get into the satellite, and that is setting up the websites and the media platforms. So first, usually we go to create a logo or some type of branding for the business, and we use the Admanity protocol to do that. So we go into, then we pull our report. So there's a couple of authorities here. So let's look at the authority branding. This is usually for consulting and, legal, accountants, attorneys, consultants, anyone, coaches that are authority brands. So we usually go here and then we find out, what is key to our customer avatar. So our client, we really want to tap into the subconscious and find out the brand attraction and take this brand attraction information and put it into one of these amazing sites. I recommend GoDaddy for beginners because it is a encompassing suite of tools to create a website that will appeal to your audience, and also will have all the bells and whistles and the tools to be able to create, automated booking pages, calendaring, follow-up messages, automations, and all those things that it takes to nurture your clients. So picking a platform is key, and you want to have one that you understand the foundation. So we go through the generalized builds here, or if a lot of people love ClickFunnels. So ClickFunnels is amazing for creating funnel pages, squeeze pages, selling products online. So I recommend GoDaddy for like service-based businesses, informational purposes, consultants, coaches, anyone who just wants a WYSIWYG, put a nice site together, get it up in a day or two, and then have all the tools and the resources to connect all the other things that you need for a website, like in a very short time. ClickFunnels is a little more complicated, but it's more for product base. So like if you have a product, if you have a service, you might have a developer because it's not as easy as GoDaddy to set up. You need some kind of, you know, skills, developer, web coding, technology skills, things like that, or to set up a funnel. They do have templates. There are like also one funnel away competitions where they'll teach you in 30 days how to do it. Um, and it's a pretty cool system. But now these days, a lot of people want to build informational products. And so we also go over Kajabi, which is the learning platform that I use for the e-learning and group um, uh, community management all in one with an app and all that great stuff. So those are the key areas that I go over while setting up the websites. We go into some SEO, AdSense, products, Vistaprint, Canva, Schedule Once. Some of those are the key tools that I use to build out these different platforms with automation. Now, which is great, GoDaddy has AI built in. GoDaddy has automated calendaring built in. It has all these things that we used to have to outsource, and now they're like already built into the program, so it's really handy. Do you guys want to review on any of these particularly? Um, or maybe even like the newer CRMs like Go High Level. I don't know if you guys have heard of Go High Level. Um, but it is all of these in one. It's literally the back office dream for an agency owner. It has funnel pages, it has a website pages, it has CRM, it has automated emails, it has client intake management, it has reputation management, it has social media and posting, it has, I mean, it's literally everything you need um, to run your business effectively online and capture and nurture everybody from everywhere. Um, so that's the system that I use. I haven't rolled out the training on these yet, but this is kind of the way that I'm going. And the kind of the world of marketing is going are these all-encompassing kind of programs that um, create multi-channel communication and management of leads. So, do you guys have a preference on any of these?
I'm interested. Whatever anyone else wants is good with me. But that Kajabi, I'm interested in understanding a little more about that, Charity, if that's an option.
Cool. I love Kajabi. It was so hard for me to wean off of Kajabi because I loved it so much, and it really is an amazing program. So let's go in Kajabi. Because Kajabi is really like the heart of where e-products and digital products and kind of mastermind groups and e-learning programs um, started. I mean, I guess there's other ones, but it was kind of the brand authority then. So I don't know. I tried to work in it as much as I could. So now I felt comfortable I could do a training. So let's log into Kajabi. So Kajabi is kind of a learning platform that is tailored to the students and to the clients. It is for creating um, interactive environments. You can create websites, products, sales pages, marketing activities, sales funnels, squeeze pages, and all that great stuff. Let's see if any of my stuff is still in here so we can use it. No.
So it's
Oh,
but
wait.
Charity, it sounds like it's in some ways
Oh,
redundant, in some ways redundant to GoDaddy because GoDaddy does the website creation. So this does some similar things, or have I got that wrong?
Well, yeah, GoDaddy, I mean, I guess maybe they might do digital products now, but GoDaddy for me, it doesn't have the back office or the community. So you can see courses, coaching, community. So podcasts. So Kajabi does these really well. GoDaddy does just a landing page really well.
Okay.
And maybe a products, it does a nice looking website that looks modern and new. But it doesn't have built-in podcasting community or specific builds for coaching or courses.
Got it.
You can build one out on there, but you would need special coding and things like that. So, Kajabi also has website. So Kajabi, you can create websites as well. So it really is kind of superior to GoDaddy because you can have multiple sales pages. I'm surprised all my stuff is still in here and unsmeared, but that's kind of cool. So you can have blogs, um, you know, landing pages, all kinds of designs. And so that's the cool thing about Kajabi. You don't really have to work too hard to do something really complicated because they've built it out for you to make it easy. And so that's usually what I would recommend for coaches and consultants or anyone that has a digital product. And I would start with Kajabi always just because I think I did try it. Hold on. I might have a community. They added this community piece, which was so key. And there's an app. So you get your own custom app. People are paying like thousands of dollars for a custom app. And when you join Kajabi community, Kajabi has a download, but then you can brand the app specifically to your programs. And that's one thing that like Go High Level doesn't do or any of the other programs online. So I would always start here. So first I would build the web page. So the presence of the group or of the business and create a I don't even know what's on here. I'm sorry, I haven't looked back here for a minute. Um Kind of that resonates with the brand identity report. So I always go back to that before creating, the websites, just because we want to know what colors, what keywords, what emotions do we want to evoke from our customer avatar? Who do we want this page to resonate with? So we get really granular and we do the customer avatar worksheets. We find out, really who our customer avatar is, what niche they are, where do they live, how much do they make, what problem are we solving? And then that all goes in the brand identity report. And then we go to the colors. Oh, wait, I think it's 80 somewhere. 80. Oh. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that one. Oh, so power words, authority words. So the tagline that we use. So we'd open up the live plan. So let's open up live plan because at this point, everyone would have their live plan. They would have their sales channels selected. So that's when you would choose, which product, if you're going to use a GoDaddy or a product website or a funnel page. And then we would go to our customer avatar, look at what our tagline is, our mission statement, our opportunity, problem we're solving, and then our target market. And then we would take this information as well to start with the foundation of the website. And then we would go to the branding identity report, find out power words that resonate with that, and then go to taglines, symbolic metaphors for imaging, and then colors. So this for an authority brand with these 5 DNA archetypes, they're saying blue, gold, red, black, white, and gray are the key colors that would resonate with that brand. So we would consider that. It doesn't have to be all of them, but incorporating some of this is always pretty helpful, especially when designing a logo. And then once we have the logo, we have our pitch. So we have the generalized information for our target audience. And then we select the platform. We can start building out the page. So then we take that and let's see. In module 1 in the workbook, there's a section about your client. And then we use that workbook page to build out this site. So let's see, is there any pages on here that are good enough to show this? I don't know what's on here. Let's see. I don't know. This one says store. It's from 2019, so I don't remember what it is. So forgive me if it's a mess. But yeah. So then this is the WYSIWYG. This is where you can go in and you can load, it has desktop view, it has cell phone view, it automatically makes it cell phone compatible, and it is really pretty good quality the way it loads and the graphics and things like that. You can select, your header, your hero, store builder if you have products, your footer, you just click and add. So like this says programs, we could call it like e-learning. It's really click and play, pretty much. And so this is for the 5-star business accelerator. It's just words. But that's for a product. Do you guys have any questions on this so far? No? Okay.
I think I've got to play with it a little bit, but I don't think I have any questions right now.
Okay. So yeah, so Kajabi has website, landing, funnels. Oh, here are the ones that I might be able to share. Okay, so I was playing around with this last month because I wanted to help build the NILA program in here. But it is spendy, so that is a thing. It's like $5,000 a year to have a Kajabi e-learning center. 5,000, GoDaddy's like 500. So that's the takeaway. Usually it's somebody who's already monetized their product and has proof of concept and is already generating revenue to be building these kinds of pages. So and offering these products because it is really expensive. So for instance, this is the Happy CEO page. We got the library options here in the menu. Let's see if we can preview it because this is the example that I was working on. So library, my library. So the cool thing about Kajabi is you get the library and you get like a ton of options to be able to make it a very fun learning environment. So you get the landing page, you get the website, you get the library, you get the community, you get the app, and you get uh, the marketing tools, sales funnels, landing pages, and podcasts. You can produce all of that in one. So creating a product, each one of these has to be created um, just like a landing page. So we go through a framework of key products and services, and you load them in so you can view the products. And you can see it's a bit different. So we could compare this because school, I moved all this over to school and into my Go High level. So you can look at this formatting, how nice and clean it looks, because this is how it looks to the student. And then you can go in and look at school, which is like this newer beta tested type of environment. Has a lot of different other resources, but it's mostly community based. So you can tell that, I mean, Kajabi is the hot rod of um, learning program products. So you can see how nice and neat it looks. It really has a very nice structure. You can go in, you can add each module, and it looks like this in the app too. So that's the thing. The app is really high quality. So having an app and bringing in the bright idea and the anatomy of your business into these, like your business, the different course frameworks. You can load your downloads. Um, I don't know if you guys downloaded any of the niche definition worksheets, Stream Life worksheet, the Happy CEO modules, but those are the ones that we use to build the site. So I usually have everyone do those at the beginning, identify their customer, their client, and their niche, and their dream life, and go into the details there. But you can load all that stuff in here really thoroughly. So you can have the streaming videos, um, and all the different modules. There's tests, there's accountability, so you can implement like all kinds of stuff in here. It's a real classroom, so a lot of schools and accredited schools use it, and because it does have all the bells and whistles of having an online school essentially. Any questions on that?
It looks very interesting. It's an
Mhm.
issue of, like Brian said, going in and playing around with it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is, and I mean, we could spend hours on building websites, picking the right content, creating the framework for the curriculum. There's all kinds of steps and worksheets that we go through for all that, but that's why the program can take up to a year sometimes, depending on what type of business we're working with. So any questions on that?
Nope.
We're good.
So let's see. Um, all right. Well, in a nutshell, I mean, those are the options for building a website. These days, they make it really easy. Um, and using the tools that we use in the beginning, the foundational build of the program is key to make it even easier. So you just copy and paste, copy and paste. You can literally have a website up and going in overnight. Right. So like these days you can just do it. Um so once we have the website, we go into the sales channels, right? and the marketing activities. And that's usually module 5, social media omnipresence and creating a brand and scaling. So if you want to see any in-depth videos on, you know, um, GoDaddy, they're in the Happy CEO. There's also step-by-step instructions, setting up the account, business website, where to go, preferred email, when you finish creating your account, um, uh, steps on that, logging in, setting up a business email. We really focus on making the business look as legit as possible in the beginning. So being sure to have a business email. And it has the step-by-step instructions for that, for specifically for GoDaddy or Shopify. So Shopify is the other one. I don't know if we have many people on here that sell products online. But Shopify is actually the authority in that space, products, sales. Shopify, I don't know if you guys, I'll just go my Shopify. I've been doing e-commerce and Amazon stores for like 20 years. So this is my boutique online, classytype.com. This is where, this is my Shopify account. And you can buy products and clothes, all different, it really is what the big dogs use in the industry. So if you want to sell stuff online, Shopify is definitely way better than GoDaddy or any other option. So you can get a site like that. You can, have as many products as you want. There's back office where you can manage inventory. You can do drop ship. You can see all the big brands that use Shopify, Crate and Barrel, Kylie Jenner, Gymshark. And evidently you can build your business right now for $1. So that's a good deal. So, and I can go into here because I usually do share my screen and show my inventory and how to get good warehouses because it's not drop ship. I actually have warehouse agreements and licensing agreements in the US, the UK, and Europe. And so I help people set up their brands. If you want to drop ship as well, that's an option. So we go into that. So for product development and products, building out websites depending on what kind of niche. There's also a download here called the Branding Accelerator. You can download that. It has all the details in regards to which option you're either selling e-products, a service, or something like that. So there's how to create your account, how to set up your business website, how to register your domain name, setting up your business email, getting royalties on images on Google, finding up and creating logos, printing and getting your business cards, schedule once, and then it has all the step-by-step A, B, C, D, E if you like worksheets and if that's easier to follow. Then we also go into Google G Suite for the email management and help people set up their G Suite management account in Google to assure they have good business email.
Luis, if I could just cut in for a second, Charity.
Sure.
Luis, you need to set up a Gmail email because I've been trying to share files in like I set up because Denise doesn't have a Gmail account. Like she's got a Gmail account, but she doesn't have a workspace.
Okay.
Google Business. So I can't share any folders with you that have to do with Nilo and Nilo Media. Because I've just been trying to get everything organized in a space as opposed to all of these emails flying around. around without any contacts. So
I think I should have one, so I will double check and I will get it to you.
perfect. If you could
Yeah,
email that to me, that would be excellent.
you
Thank you
got
so
it.
much. Sorry,
Yeah,
Charity.
yeah,
Continue.
you got it.
Awesome. Yeah, so I mean, in general, that's Google's key, right? To have those kind of, resources where you can just share links and share folders online. It's amazing these days, makes things really easy. So we set all at Google My Business, and Facebook. So after we do all that, then we, there's instructions on how to get your logos made and how to get Canva and Fiverr and Vistaprint and get your first business cards and just launch. So after that, we go into, let's see, where is it? Module 5, which is the final module, which is the launch, where we do strategy on how to get your first clients and customers. And that's my favorite part. So, yay. We've made it through the gauntlet and we are now on launch your business. And or scale. So it's kind of the same strategy. We look at Facebook business page setup. We look at content strategy. We look at Facebook ads and Meta, Instagram, power activities, Google My Business, organic power methods, and war mapping and executing power activities for strategy for the future. So, and I really miss Kajabi because it looks so much cooler over there for my trading. So that is, I still don't want to part ways with Kajabi. But yeah, so let's see, it's 4:36. Usually I ask if you guys have any questions at this point. And we kind of went over a lot. It's just kind of an overview though. Any questions on all that?
None for me. Yeah,
Not for me.
it was a lot of material to cover. I need to go in
It
and play
was
around a
like
little
3
bit.
weeks
Yeah.
in 30 seconds, 30 minutes. But yes, that is in a nutshell how it goes. So, and let's see what else. I don't really want to start the power activities and the branding, but let's talk about it because that's going to be next week and then we're done. We have 2 more classes and it's a wrap. So we have accomplished a lot in a very short amount of time. It's the fastest and most accelerated version that I've ever been able to do. So thank you so much for your time, you guys. And I'm excited to review, whatever we need to help start a Nilo group. But I really wanted to start it in school or in my Go High level if you guys are on the budget. So that's probably where we will start building an example or a general framework. And now that we have content and general info, and we can have meetings about that all day after we're done with this. So, so yeah, I mean, we could go into social media omnipresence. Let's review what that is going to be so you guys can get all excited about over the weekend and come up with a ton of great questions because it is a lot. Okay. Like we could just stay on that for like a year because of all the new innovation and all the new convergence and all the new AI and everything that's
And there's
going.
new AI that comes out like every month or every 2 months,
Yeah.
but the nice thing though is that anybody who is benefiting who develops an app after the fact, because then they just focus on, okay, listen, how can we make this more more user friendly than like look at what Canva did.
Yeah.
Canva's great. I hate it as a a designer from the back, working with old programs and everything, but I love it for quick, if I don't have to be nitpicky about anything in particular, Canva is such a great tool for anybody.
I
And
love it.
all students are using it for, social media posts. 2 seconds and the designs are there, or you can be creative so I think it's like one of the best tools that they've ever come up with. And Kajabi,
Yeah.
I love Kajabi. I mean, everything that you're recommending here is great, Charity. And I love the fact that, you are able to speak through examples, because that really helps everybody as well. I know we're doing a really accelerated version of how you typically conduct this. But I think what you're showing is very valuable to everyone. I apologize because I don't, I'm not really participating. I'm coming and listening from time to time. But, the other thing too is like yesterday with your, or not yesterday, on Tuesday, you were talking about US business. And, and so.
Oh, were you on the legal business setup?
No, I wasn't. And I
Oh.
really wanted to be, because I am opening up a few US entities for
cool.
some projects that I'm working on as well. So, yeah, and but I'm probably going to connect with you, Luis, on that stuff, or maybe both of you. We'll just have a quick session or something.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make a comment. I don't mean to take away from, the tutorial now, but I do think that you gave both Brian and Luis a lot of info to absorb.
Yeah, this was like getting
But I
fed
think
through a
it's
fire hose.
fantastic.
That's how it is. You feel
Yeah.
and then because then it could take us a year to like really build it out. Like it's just a general framework is what we're doing.
And that's the thing. And like any app out there, my biggest recommendation would be, if people they get a little discouraged and then they don't go back to it, like they have to stick on with the apps, because they're very intuitive. They're very user friendly. And before you know it, your life is just you've actually added more time to your day, because you've got something that's so easy and it works, does
and it's automated.
Exactly.
It automates the most cumbersome, time-sucking activities. Like, and that's the name of the game these days, is simplicity is bliss, right? Like we just want to keep it simple, and we want it to work well and like reach the right people.
Yeah, be efficient, work and be able to one of the biggest challenges that I had with when GoDaddy first came out, and I definitely recommend GoDaddy and Wix for anybody who's starting.
Or Squarespace. So those are some other ones. Wix and Squarespace are good.
Yeah, but for someone who's just starting their own business for the first time, GoDaddy is probably the easiest, because they're probably going to set their domain up there, right?
Yeah.
So
and their business email, and
they can stay all within the same, but with those, I would definitely agree with you. If they're going to start their own business, and if they're a consultant or an author or, anything like that, I would definitely recommend that they use those. Where, Shopify was I mean, that's the only one that I think anybody should ever use for e-commerce as well. So I agree with you there. And then I still love WordPress.
Yes, I'm a WordPress junkie too. Like, I mean, but I don't ever recommend that, because you literally need to be a developer or have coding, because when you start integrating, but WordPress is my favorite. That's where I host my websites. But then I host them in Go High Level, like they're built in WordPress, but they're hosted in Go High Level. So
you definitely host it somewhere else. But the thing is, one challenge that I had coming on here is when Denise wanted the Project Nilo website up and running. I had to do it on GoDaddy, because that's where she already set up the account and the space and everything. So, at some point, once we start getting revenue, what we're going to do is we're going to migrate that and build out a really robust site. Because right now, it's just a matter of having something that, for people to come and look at.
Yeah. It's the concept.
That was I just wanted to make a positive comment.
So. I love it. Thank you, Nadine. I appreciate that. I love that. I appreciate that. Yeah,
actually, it's really good. Sometimes I say, I wish I had some of these tools earlier. So.
Yeah, these are this like WordPress is like my favorite because you can integrate literally you can it's not a Kajabi, but it is. Like, but it takes a lot more engineering. You know, it's not WYSIWYG. I mean, it is kind of template based, but you do have to like have some C++ coding and
But
know
you
how
know,
HTML.
I think people could, like, you have to have a bit of a background in it, but
Mhm.
if somebody set it up for you, then what they do have is Divi, right? Divi Supreme. So you could do
Mhm.
everything visually and move things around or add things like, but definitely get somebody who is a coder to set it up if you are going to do a WordPress. The thing with WordPress, excuse me, I just lost my lens popped out, so and I only had like this little inch
Oh,
of
no.
You are
tape.
such a nerd. Stop.
I
No.
know, I know. I was looking for the white tape, but I only had the tuck tape, that were like not duct tape, but tuck tape. And then I had this little piece of like,
I have my
wrapping
glasses over
paper,
here.
like clear.
They're
And so I
broken.
had to stick it on the end, and I have to go into town to get a couple pairs of glasses today. But anyway, so enough about that. But WordPress is definitely by far my favorite to work with because you have access to so many different plugins and integrations that you can do with it. It's
Hmm.
so much easier
The
to control
plugins. Oh
your
my gosh.
SEO, your meta tags, all of that metadata when it comes to being found on websites or even when it comes to analytics. Like every analytics platform, Google Analytics is obviously the best, but
Yeah.
that integrates with WordPress no problem. Whereas
Yes.
I have with the problem that I have with GoDaddy, and they even have, I've been on with a few other clients that set their sites up on GoDaddy. The challenge is that when we look at SEO, search engine optimization, whenever you want to be found based on certain keywords, once you set up your GoDaddy account, the challenge with change
Address or person
exactly.
owns it and it's almost impossible to change it.
And
Yeah.
it won't, yeah, well, it is impossible to change it at this point for GoDaddy technicians, right? So
Mm.
any of those people, like so that's one thing you just want to be careful about is, if it's just like these student athletes, when they're setting up their companies, they're not going to get into heavy duty coding unless they're in creative and there's some crazy things that they want to do on their site. Then they definitely should go on WordPress because then
Yeah.
they've got more templates they can use. Again, as I mentioned before, integration and whatnot. Sorry, I'm taking air out of this. Bye.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And this is what she's talking about, the domain. So the domain name is let's say like Nilo or what did I think whoops. Hey, I don't want to go incognito. Hold on. Like let's just say PHX Nilo.com or Phoenix or something like that. Let's just see if it's available. Because once you buy this and you register it, it's only $3.99. But as soon as you buy that name, it is like, owning an asset of the company or that organization. So you need to have all the right legal stuff. That's why we wait after the pitch, after the business plan, after the legal creation of the businesses, the LLCs, the financials, really know if you have a viable product or offer, and also have all your legal information because you want to tie that name because it's a asset of the company. Because these can go for, if you want to look at, I don't know, like um, the Happy CEO is like $6,000. So you can get them for like, you know, $3, or you can sell them and buy them for $6,000 for a domain.
Hmm.
So, so this one says it's taken, yeah, because I already researched it. and they came back with $6,000. I'm like, yeah, I think I'll do the happyceoprogram.com, right? I'm good at that. Um, but yeah, like there's all different strategies, and that's why we did that on the last meeting. We went through the Secretary of State and registering the domain name and securing your name, registering with the IRS, registering it with the state, and registering the .com all at the same time. So you don't get into, kind of having issues like that where maybe the address of one of the members changed and it was registered under them or the email address. And so no one knows when it renews, and then they lose the SSL certificate, and then the site goes down because they didn't get the email to renew. So yeah, that's so key.
More of what my point was with being able to change any of the search engine optimization or metadata. You can't do that effectively on GoDaddy, and that's not just with the URL. It's so that if, let's say, you have a promotional page, like you want to create a landing page because you're doing a campaign or event that you want to direct people to from social media, but you also want to be found if people are searching for certain keywords. You can't change that in GoDaddy once you've already set up your pages the first time. So if you go around and try to edit anything, you can't edit any of that SEO information on the back end, so the metadata. So you can't constantly keep changing things based on the user experience on your website. So that's why WordPress is so much more effective, because they've been doing it forever. GoDaddy is very template driven. The same thing with Wix. So as a startup, absolutely. But so for pre-seed, terrific. Start up on GoDaddy or Wix, or some of the Shopify and WordPress. Definitely use, like, Shopify is great because you can start off with that as well and then just keep building on that. WordPress is definitely what you want to do when you go from your seed round and up, because then you're getting more, depending upon the type of business, but because you're able to really help people go through a funnel that you want them to go to, and you can constantly change the content and the programming on the back end so that you can really help drive and navigate people to where you want them to go on your site. And you can also, like I said, you can have integration tools where you can do heat mapping, where you can see where people visually are spending more time on your site. So, hey, maybe I need to here or flashy items or whatever it is. So it really depends on the level of development and the type of business that they want to start up. But absolutely, like, everything that Charity has recommended here is amazing for startups, 100%. And in most cases, for consulting businesses moving forward.
Yeah. And I can show you guys, we get into SEO and meta tags, the very general AdWords meta tags, foundational when we do the builds. Just like you said, we just go in that section, put the keywords, hit the meta tags, hit the SEO, connect it to Google My Business, subscribe to the analytics and the AdWords, and, start generating some authority and reputation management in regards to search engine optimization and submitting to, different link pages, backlinking, and things like that. So regardless what site you use, you're going to get a little bit of that. But like she said, you may never be able to change it if you use some of these like WYSIWYG sites. That's the only thing. That's the only disadvantage. Also, you can't build off them. You don't get API integration apps and all these bells and whistles and all these things that, developing businesses really need. So yeah, WordPress is golden. It's the authority in the space all day for really effective functional pages, and also the best with SEO. And you'll never outgrow it. Like Big Corp uses it. Mom and Pa can use it. And 9-figure corps can use it. It goes either way. So well, that was good. That was helpful. I like having more context. So that's helpful. And then that'll set us off. We'll just, review what the final week has, which is the business launch, which is my favorite part because everyone gets really excited and motivated. And we go over how to generate customers without paying for them. So that's kind of my coin thing is organic strategy first before we get into paid ads and any of the paid marketing, in the advanced course, I definitely get into PR, getting published, Atlanta Times, New York Weekly, Forbes, entrepreneur.com. I go into big media, getting, in OTT networks or being on TV or starting a podcast and other ways to like get your business name and identity out there. But in this version, we're just doing framework kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So, that will be in module 5, social media omnipresence. And so we'll go into Facebook, how to set up a business Facebook page, how to set up a Meta business connection with Instagram, how to position your Facebook business page, a little bit about groups and prospecting online on Facebook. And then depending on what kind of group it is, usually niche specific. If it's professional online services, then we do a run on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is really the gold mine for, um, you know, professional business services because it's all business people. So it's usually better use of everyone's time to be on LinkedIn when they're prospecting new clients. But product-based businesses, Meta, Instagram, Facebook, golden. Can't really sell products on LinkedIn. So if it's a product-based business, I don't really go into YouTube in these trainings, but setting up channels online on all the networks is key. But we'll go into blasting off on Facebook ads, setting up Meta, and then the organic power activities. And then I have a WOR map that kind of strategizes the next 3 to 6 months. So when the program's over, no one really feels like they're just kicked to the curb or fed to the wolves or whatever you want to call it. They always can come back to the Q&As. They always have the support if they want it. Then they also have their WOR map and their strategy, mapped out 3 to 6 months in advance. So they know, when they're launching their new product or they're launching their new page, and all those great things. So that's what we'll do next week. So if you want to download the, the tutorial, this A through Z step, how to set up a website, that's in there. Watch any of these videos on details on how to create content on Canva or how to hire someone on Fiverr to do it for $10. All those great tools to kind of start a business on a shoestring, bootstrapped, essentially. Like if you don't have $10,000 to put into marketing, then these are the strategies that I give them.
Okay.
Awesome.
That sounds
Well,
good.
time
Sounds
flies when we're having fun.
Know it. Cool.
Wow,
Thanks, Charity.
Nadine, that was really good.
Yeah. And Charity, just for planning, because I think my calendar's a little bit jacked up. The last 2 sessions are next week. Is that right? So it's the end of the month, right? Thursday the 31st is the last one.
Yep.
Okay, got it. I just wanted to make sure. I think I have some schedule beyond that, so I'll just make sure my
Well,
calendar.
that'll be for us, like for the development, but I want to get with Denise and Red and everyone else to talk about, how they want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the general like content generation stuff, if we're going to use it, if not, then at least you have a good framework and then you can know what you took away from it and, whatever you guys want to use.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's really
Did
good. I got a
anybody
lot
do
of it.
the yes questionnaire?
Yeah, tons, like 8 people.
Yeah, I did
Did you
it.
do it?
Yeah, I did it
Oh,
like
good.
right after our meeting.
Do you want to review it? Do you have it?
Hang on a second. Well, you know what? It was a little difficult because I what I did was my transdermal patches that I'm going to be launching soon. It didn't like it wasn't really giving me accurate questions for that, so I couldn't. I think the data is a little skewed. So I think that again, as you mentioned, if you do it twice, you're not going to get the same results either time because you're going to answer it based on what's happening in your psyche at that moment, right?
Well, and so the minimum amount of questions it will ask you, if you really know your product and your market, it will be like 25 questions, but it has all the way up to 85 additional questions that it'll keep asking you if it's
I
confused.
noticed that. Yeah.
And it'll keep going back to it to see how consistent you are or not, and then try to find the next best question. So it's
right.
kind of, yeah.
I know it's machine learning at the same time, but I still found that some of the options, it was okay. I can't, like, it doesn't fall into any of these three questions that, so then I'd say, okay. And then it would pop up with something else. Okay, is this a little more relevant? So you could see how it was learning as it was going through. It's great. I think it's absolutely great. But
Did you want to do it again?
Are you able to? Yeah, I would like to. Are you able to pull mine up here?
Yeah. Which one is it? So it's a transdermal.
It was like a transdermal patch. I'm not sure if I put it under strategically or mineral alchemy. I've had like so much going on since I did that. It's like a year ago, it feels like.
I could go look you up and see. Because it usually sends me a thing that says which one you were. Affinity, maybe? I think. No.
I can't remember. I really can't. Sorry.
Okay. I bet it's like Affinity because it's a product, not a service. So okay, so it's a product, right? And it's a medical product.
It's a transdermal patch for so it's a health and wellness product.
Health and wellness. Okay. Yeah. So it might have some fascination, urgency. Affinity. I don't know. Why am I thinking affinity?
I'm trying to see what would it okay if I
thanks Brian, have a good one.
Bye guys. You guys sent it back to me, or I received it. But what is it called? What was the name?
It's the yes test. Yes test.
Yeah, I did mine. It was really nice.
What did you get, Louise?
What's that?
What did you get?
I don't remember. I need to go back and reread it. And tomorrow is my day to do all that, to finish my life plan and read that. But I just browsed through it, and it was very interesting. What I got, but I don't remember what it is that I got.
We all did it.
I know.
Yeah.
Because and keep in mind, you get one main DNA archetype, and then there's 4 underneath that are your legs that support that. So it's a combination of 5 of these things. And that's why no one report is the same. I mean, I guess it could be if you're,
mine is
franchising or something.
Prestige.
Oh, Prestige. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Which I don't, I just pulled it up right now. Hold on. Prestige Mineral Alchemy.
Prestige and what?
It was Prestige and I put it under the company Mineral Alchemy.
Oh, got it. Mineral Alchemy. Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah, Prestige seems right because it's health, betterment, success, respect, status, pride, deserving. Consumers buy this brand due to ego. They want to look good, feel good. Consider.
You see, they want to feel good. It has nothing to do with look good yet. So this is the thing about the technology. So maybe you can help me navigate with the questions, because right now we've created a transdermal patch. It's 100% mineral technology to help with, basically like pain management at the end of the day. Helps with flexibility, performance, but I'm creating 2 brands out of that once I finish testing out and looking at the sales with the main brand that I'm launching, which is Mineral Alchemy.
Mm.
I've got professional and former professional athletes and Olympians that are testing out, also MLB, and also NBA. They're testing out the other version of the patch. It's going to be the exact same thing. I'm just going to market it differently, but I'm going to create
Mm.
a performance brand. And so I want to test those two to see, okay, everybody likes the hot shot stuff or the regular everyday people buying the performance thing, even though it's the exact same thing. So here's the game changer. It's not
Mhm.
about the transdermal patches. I just need to get the technology out there so that people, it creates awareness about all of these products that we have that are coming up. So
So
we
that's
were,
two separate things. Maybe that's why it was
that's
because
why,
that's two,
so I
one's a product
think
and one is the technology, which will totally shift that branding.
exactly. So that's why
Hmm.
I think I was having difficulty, and this would probably help anybody else. This is where, and because I have left brain, right brain on all the time, this is where you really need to focus. Like, so if you're doing this test, recommendation to everyone, if you're doing the test, you have to be focused on the test and be present. You can't be, getting a phone call or flipping
Yeah.
over doing something else
Hmm.
because it's going to change your psyche when you're actually responding to this. So that's where anyway with the product, the thing is we want to create awareness about the patch, but the game changer is that we were able to create thread and wool from the minerals. So
Oh,
that means that we made fabric, and that's the game changer. So
what?
yeah, so that just opened up the market immensely, right?
Huh.
Because so we created some compression sleeves and we're testing those with people right now as well, in addition to the patches.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then that opens up the world for apparel. We'd prefer just to be the wholesalers and just Nike or whatever, partner up with those guys. They can make their own clothing, or we come up with a clothing brand if other people want to use it for yoga wear or track, like running,
Yes.
compression socks, you name it. So the other thing is that we also opened up the market to we're going to be testing it on horses that need to be rehabilitated. So
Oh,
the
wow. The
tape that
tape.
goes legs, when they're showing or competing, or I mean, in some cases, I see that you guys have polo match down there. But with a lot of these horses that after, let's say if they're a racer or they're a show horse, or even rodeo horses, they tend to go lame, and then people just, I'm going to retire them.
Yeah.
And too young, they still have too much in them, and they could always become, a training horse, or I
Hmm.
mean, there's things you could do with them. So they have chiropractors for the equine industry as well. So
Hmm.
we're also looking at, like a blanket, so to go along their hips as well, because what happens with this technology is it let's say people who are anywhere from, let's say, 45 and up, especially if you're in you're sitting all of the time. What tends to happen is if you're not getting up and moving regularly, or you're not using a telescopic desk, then what'll happen is your hips start to seize up. Some people get sciatic, yeah, or
The
sciatica,
psoas muscles,
or
the, yeah,
you get tension in
hip
your neck,
flexors.
computer all the time, and
Hmm.
so
That's
anyway.
why I stand now, because I had two back surgeries from sitting, from being an
Oh my
accountant by
goodness.
trade and having to do all that. Like,
Right.
it's worse than smoking, sitting all day. So
Yeah.
you're so spot on, and getting, compression and standing and really
Right.
nurturing the back and having those options. Because I had two back surgeries, hemilaminectomy and a discectomy,
Uh-huh.
and it is not fun. It took me like 7 years to recover.
Oh, and you
So
probably still haven't, because what happens is
no,
you,
I
you
have. I do yoga now. I have no pain. I don't take any
really,
drugs, nothing.
oh
I
my
do
God.
CBD and that's it. And topical. Sometimes I do like um um what is it called? Not echinacea, but you know, um
Like
you know,
eucalyptus.
no, it's you know, it really penetrates into the nervous system as well. I forgot
Oh,
what it was
like a
called.
menthol type of,
Yeah, not like biofreeze, but kind of like something like that,
yeah.
but it's
Well,
natural.
the thing, so this is where that's the difficulty that I had when I was answering the questions, because they do take the product to make them feel better, but not on a
Mhm.
super level. It's from a health perspective, right?
Yeah.
And it's they're
So it's
natural.
not
So
a prestige thing. So it's
I don't
confused.
I don't think it's a prestige thing, but I think what happened was I may have answered it in a way because all of a sudden I went from the transdermal patch to thinking about
The
the
technology and the clothing.
so
Yeah.
I went
See, you had like three
technology,
things going on.
yeah.
And those are totally separate legs because one's product, one's expert, and one's development. So those all
Yeah,
literally need to have
yeah,
their own branding report.
right.
Yes,
But the
most
thing is
definitely.
that they're all coming out in one brand under one brand though.
But you
You know
can
what I
see
mean?
kind of like people want it to feel good. So they look good. So
For the
they feel
fabric,
good.
so
Like-
cosmetically, but that's the thing. So what we're doing with the patches is we're also, I mean, we've got, bracelets and all sorts of stuff as well, but what we're doing with the patches is we're also making sure that we like right down to the actual transdermal patch that goes in your skin, we're offering different colors. So maybe that's where, like we've got black, we've got, like, so that's where I was having a little bit of, back and forth on that. So just in
Mhm.
case anybody was like, well, that doesn't really seem, you have to be focused and you really have to decide before
Yeah.
uh,
Intentionally, one product, one
right.
brand, one approach, or it will get totally combobulated and it will ask you 70 different questions instead of 20. And you'll be like, why does it keep
I
going
know
back to this?
it's ever get,
Because it was so
I'm like, it
confused.
asked me this before. It's the same.
Yeah, it wants to see if you know because it doesn't know. The algorithm's like, right?
Right,
So,
right.
When I did it, it kept asking me questions, and I was wondering, I said, am I doing this right? Because it kept asking me questions.
because you
So
might have
now,
changed it. And then
yeah,
it's like,
Right.
wait, he changed it from the first time. Does he know for sure? Let me ask three more. It'll keep probing, probing, probing until it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're
It's
sure
great.
now.
so
Yeah.
I
now
think
as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go and look at it again because now I'm very curious to see what it is. I don't remember. So it was good
Okay,
though.
well, hit me
Yeah,
up if you have any questions, Louise. We can
yeah.
do a Zoom. And that was my gift to group, for time and effort and all. It's just another tool to bring to the forefront, like, that we might want to integrate or something to the branding side of the, programming.
Okay.
So thanks for your time, you guys. I hope you have an
all right. Thank you,
amazing
Jared.
day and weekend, and maybe see you on the meeting later.
You got it. Nadine, I'll
Okay.
get back to you a little bit later. I'll check on that email and get
Yes,
back to you. Okay?
please
Yeah.
do. Please
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Okay.